Hi, welcome to another video on my TXT discovery robot and controller from fischertechnik. Last few times, quite a few times actually, I have been testing and experimenting sonar and the touch sensors, micro switch sensors actually, and as you have, if you have watched the videos, then you know that the results are quite mixed. Good results, bad results. And with the community kernel, some improvements have been made, which is very good. Improvements are better Wi-Fi. Instead of 2 meters and then you can forget about it, distance is no longer a problem. At least not that I can find. And a second solved issue is the use of the camera. With the standard kernel, the image, as soon as you point it to the light or in the direction of the light, in whatever angle, the image is overexposed, which is not happening with the community kernel. That being said, the other problems I've shown you in multiple times are that the running of the program is not fluent, so to speak. Once you've got it running, the robot doesn't do it. It waits for a long time. The program stops kind of on the controller. At least the controller says there's no program running, while on screen you can clearly see the program running. Variety of errors, etc. One thing I want to do now is to change the IP address. With the normal kernel, it's just the DHCP server, so there's no choice. However, with the community kernel you can set an IP address, and recently I talked to the developer of both FT RoboPi and one of the developers of community kernel, and they said, why bother to take a fixed IP address? Well, the problem is this: if you don't know which IP address is assigned to a device, you just can't find it. And the only way to do it is go to your router, find the IP address, if it is connected to it, if the network is connected to it, which you have to do manually as well, of course, and then find the IP address. I don't want that, so what I decide to do is, let me recall the, I hope I can get it again quite easily. Yes, there we were. This is the place, etc network interfaces, where I can define my network interface, my network IP address. So there's another feed that now on the controller I have to press OK to allow HTTP access. I don't know if that is going to be a lasting problem, but right now I do want to change this. So, by the way, I'm now connected to the, as you can see here, 203. This I defined 2.0 range for DHCP on my network. And like I said, I don't want that. I want another static. So let's first see, this should be preceded by bracket, now hashes, whatever they are, and then I say iFace WLAN 0 iNet static. Then let me expand this terminal a little bit so I can actually read what's fully in it. And I say the same as right here. I wonder if that would be the same, by the way, because it's using the supplicant. So I changed my mind about this. I change this and this and this, adding, let's just see how this works. Okay, this is I want to keep it the same. I say the address of this one will be 10.10.10.133. Broadcast will be and netmask will be 255, 255, 255 and 0. Now I do hope it will work. If not, I have a problem, but then I can always connect through USB. So let's go this way. Then I have to restart the thing. So I'm gonna exit this. And exit here. And now it's time to go to the interface to see how that works out. So now I have changed the Wi-Fi setup. What I want to do now is rather simple shutting down. And starting up again. And hopefully it will work. fully started, I think. Then okay, press again. It says it is connected. The question is by which number, which IP address. And it has the correct IP address. So that works, which means that I should have no problem now to connect it, to connect my my laptop to the controller. So let's see how that works out in practice. So the controller looked like it's been set up correctly. Let's just see if that indeed is the case. Yes, I have to accept this. A little bit wider. Yes. Why does it take so long? Let me do it here as well. Oh, of course. That's the whole point. I still have to acknowledge manually that it accepts the SSH connection. I wonder if that can be handled differently. But anyway, I'm on it. So, here as well, of course. And the question is, can I run everything I like? Let's give it a try anyway. And my program is called Discovery, Python2.7. I lift it off the ground slightly, otherwise it runs from the table. Camera connected, very nice. It's that start contact 2 is 1. So apparently, and that is something from the past, of course, that for some reason that connection starts a bit different. But it isn't doing anything right now. Okay, out of program. Alright, now let's start again. Camera not connected. That is still the same, but the developers told me to be patient. It will all be there in due time. So let's hope so. And yes, this takes a long time. I interrupted and I can't interrupt this, I see. So maybe too impatient, but let's find the process, which is 1117. Thank you. Trying again. Third attempt. Now the camera is connected. They told me it has to do with timing within the firmware, if I understood correctly. And now the distance is 7, which I don't really get, because the only thing it can sense is the camera's tripod, which is clearly within 7 centimeters. My estimated guess, well, calculated guess actually, is at about 2.5 centimeters. So 7 centimeters is really off, and 2 centimeters being the minimal distance it can measure. 7 isn't what it should be. Okay, ending this. This is really odd. What can I do to check further? I can go to the original interface, a graphical original FT GUI, to see if actually it says that the program is running. Now I have the interface, which says no program. So let's just do it again. It says online, and it runs on one side only, and I can see why. Because one of the power connectors to the motor is off. It's connected again. Let's do it again. And it flashes. Connection to TXT aborted. Okay. I have to kill the process again, and then I will use the camera and hope that it gives the same error, so you can see how the display actually behaves. And here I should take 1180. Thank you. So let's go to the camera and see if I get the same results. So with the display on the FT interface instead of the community interface, let's start the program, see what happens. Online mode, and already contact 2 is being pressed somehow, and contact 2 being this contact. I hear it being getting loose, so let us try again. I can Ctrl C, end it, trying again. Online and the flash, while it says camera connected. So now, according to the display, there's no program running, while if you look at the display, I don't know if you can see it, but here it's somehow still running, and I press C, Ctrl C, which doesn't work. So I still have to break off the program. Find the process and kill it. So let's start it again, see what happens. Goes online, but once again this switch is being touched, so somehow I have to solve this. Let's see if, okay, Ctrl C, no program running. Once again I take, you hear the sound of the switch. I hope that is sufficient now to break it off. So let's do it again. No, I need to run the program. And once again it says, like I showed you before, connection to TXT aborted. Ctrl C doesn't work. Abort with kill process. So this is, these are still some things that need to be solved in some way or another. If it is timing, I should be able to do something in the software. So let's look back at the software. So with the results of the last two tests, let's find source code again. Nothing to do here in the camera action. Interesting thing is though that now I should be able to copy it from the controller back to the laptop again. So what I need to do here is say that's a good question. What's the IP address here? It's 127, so that is correct. The latest images are, of course, 29th. Let me see if those are here as well. And unfortunately I can't say they are. So there's nothing being copied. That's not good. something I need to have a look at. On the other hand, how big are those images? 0, 0, and By the way, the community developer was surprised to learn that some images taken via f0pi, etc. are 0, and as surprised was the f0pi developer. So why that is caused, how it is caused, I can't tell yet. This is still the 2.5 seconds introduction sleep or startup sleep for the camera. So that should be alright. This is only applicable when the sonar is working, and right now I haven't tested on it, although the program uses it anyway. But it doesn't use it when the contact is being pressed, and that was the case last few times, so no sonar has been tested. And this is all the existing code again. The lamp on. So what I can try right now is a little floor test, but I think this is I find this interesting. Here I do a sync data begin and a sync data end. While the data end is commented out. So this should be better. One small problem solved, maybe. Any other problems? I don't hope so. Not as far as I can tell. And here 3 sounds. Well, this is the alarm bell. I don't know what this is. So who knows? And it didn't work anyway so far. So a lot of stays there to be tested. Same with this. Why does this not work? Interesting, but annoying as well. Anyway, a floor test. Let's do that. Alright, floor test is prepared. Distance is some 25 centimeters. With the RF data link placed upon the battery to have at least some result of sonar. So let's see how this behaves. If it shows some behavior. Well, it goes online anyway. We have to wait. And wait. Wait some longer. Something to have patience about, but I hope not too much patience. It is saying camera action start as output, but I think by now I will give it another try. Ctrl+C works, so now it says no program and online again, and the display flash. Ouch. So I have to kill the process. Start again. Go online. Now does something. But I think we can call it a failure, although the distance is reported as 26. So let me take this away and this away, then it runs again, throws away. And it just keeps writing. And I don't think it needs any more saying than this is not the intended working. So what I can do is, without stopping it, just turn it around. So let me just do that. And see what happens. Although so far it doesn't do a thing anymore. It's just doing that. So let me end this. And start over after I place the blocks again. Right on the other side of the track, or whatever you can call a track. So start it. Wait for something to happen. Display flash. Going again. We're waiting way too long. Start contact says 1, distance says 64, so let me start again. Yeah, this is not going fine. I really need to check on this. Starting again. Again 1 and 64, so I really need to check that this sensor, and for the rest it's waiting too long. Too bad for the short test, next time better. So for now, thanks for watching another episode. I did change the IP address to static. The rest, unfortunately, no real change, but I need to fix that touch sensor micro switch. Thanks for watching, and to be continued.